Big story coming in on India first. The United States has imposed additional sanctions on India, additional tariff. 25% additional tariffs have been put on India. Big story here on India first. The big question remains, what will India's response be? The United States had already spoken of 25% tariffs. Now, US President Donald Trump has slapped an additional 25% tariff on India in response to India's continued oil purchase from Russia. Donald Trump has just signed an executive order imposing the additional 25% tariff, and this effectively would take tariffs imposed on India to 50%. The statement that the US President Donald Trump has just put out says, by the authority vested in me as president by the Constitution and the law of the United States of America, including the Emergency Economic Powers Act, to deal with the national emergency described in the Executive Order 14066. Donald Trump writes, I determine that it is necessary to appropriate to impose an additional duty on imports of articles of India, which is directly or indirectly importing Russian Federation oil. In my judgment, imposing tariffs as described below, in addition to maintaining the other measures taken to address national emergency described in the executive order. The big question remains, how is this a national emergency in the United States of America? Is Donald Trump misusing the emergency powers of the President of the United States to impose tariffs? Because several analysts in the United States have also argued that imposition of tariff is the work of the US Congress and not the President. And is he using tariffs as a weapon to target sovereign democracies and force them into submission? The other big question on India, how will this 50% tariff impact Indian exports to the United States of America? What impact will this have on the comprehensive strategic partnership between India and the United States? Both India and the United States had actually put a lot in this relationship. They had invested very heavily in this relationship post the Pokhran nuclear test of 1998. Then in 1999, when the Kargil war happened, then Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee and US President Bill Clinton in 2000, when they met, and subsequently what was very popular in those times was something that was called as NSSP, Next Step in Strategic Partnership between Dr.